What up, what up, what up? We out here in the All-Star Tower Defense, bro. Again, bringing y'all another raid. As mentioned in the previous video, I was going to try to show y'all how to solo the Ocean Memory Raid and the Earth Tournament Memory Raid. The issue is that I'm not going to be lying to y'all. I'm 100% honest, as I always am. Your boy cannot solo these raids. Okay? Now listen, I'm not saying that I'm trash or nothing like that, but listen, I get the wave 4 out of 5 in each. And then there's just mechanically some things that I just may be missing or like, not doing. When it comes to memory raids, bro, if you want it done the easiest, honestly, just play with people, okay? What I can tell y'all as far as the biggest tip, which no one has actually covered thus far, in all of these memory raids, unit preset raids, unit specific raids, etc., if y'all bring in a leader that buffs the units in there. For instance, in there is Dr. Hart, which is a captain category. I don't have him because I have already upgraded Mystical. Ruffy 4th form, who is your unit in there, is a captain, right? If y'all bring in a unit inside of those raids that buff the units that are specific to those raids, that are, preset to you, they give all those units more damage, bro. Okay, so that by itself is already something that people haven't covered, and that I want to at least bring out to people's attention when it comes to playing Ocean Memory, when it comes to playing Earth Tournament Memory, when it comes to any unit preset raid. Bring a unit that buffs other units in that raid, even though you can't use that leader in that raid. That buff, attack bonus plus 15, plus 20, whatever you got, it's still going to transfer over to the units in that raid that are in that category. Okay, so what I want y'all to understand is that Ruffy in their 4th form, he only with Onwin's buff has 186k damage. If y'all played solo and not been using Captain to buff him, check it out. Prove me wrong, bro. He only has 186k damage in there. I bring a unit that buffs captains, now he's at 214k damage. If I bring a 20%er in there that gives an attack boost, he's at now 223k damage. The reason I'm bringing a captain is because, again, the only unit we have in there that hits air is Dr. Hart, and he gets a pretty good buff as well, okay? But that being said, this raid has actually been whooping my tail. It's mechanically harder than most of the raids that you can just go drop in units and whatnot, because you can't just place and forget about it, right? You actually have to do things in the raids. So what I'm going to tell you guys is that, yes, this is a series about how you can solo raids and whatnot, but for the top raids, for the memory raids, etc., find y'all buddy. Just go in there in 2-man, 3-man, whatever y'all got. It'd be way easier at that point, because then you don't have to worry about your unit cap. Everybody kind of has coverage everywhere, etc. You guys can watch each other back, etc. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you can't solo this raid, because you can. I'm actually pressing and still trying to do so. I've taken so many L's, which again are not losses, they're lessons. And each lesson that I learned, I've progressed further. Okay, I've only done it like 5 times, and each of those times I progressed to the next wave. Okay, each wave was actually kind of whooping me till I figured them out. And once I actually got to the point, like I said, I'm only like 5 runs in this, I can get to wave 4 efficiently. I'm still trying to work out how to beat wave 4. Eventually, when I do manage to solo this raid, I will bring you guys a video just for that. But just to get it out, when it comes to any of those memory raids, any of those top raids, etc., this video will be something that is a tip for you overall for any of those raids. Bring you a unit that buffs whatever's in that raid that is your main damage dealer, and go in there with anyone, a single user, a team, except, bro, bring a unit that goes in there and buffs by 15%, by 20%. I promise you, you'll make your team's life easier, and if you're actually beating them solo, you'll make your life easier. Yes, you cannot use the unit that you bring as your leader, but he's still going to buff up whatever you're using in there. That's what I am telling y'all. And again, I've searched many videos on YouTube and no one's actually covered or expressed that. So I just want to tell y'all that when it comes to a tip for this, line of raids, which again is the memory and the tops, etc., right? Bring a unit that buffs the corresponding preset units in there in any way, okay? That's what I want y'all to know. Now, we're going to go show y'all this Ocean Memory Raid. Again, I don't expect to beat it. Again, I don't even expect to get to wave 4. Sometimes I just don't. What I mean? It happens. But we're going to go in here and we're going to show y'all at least what I've been doing, and at least give you guys a tip as to, if you're playing with people, do this. It'll make it easier when you got more people doing the same thing, right? So we'll go ahead and show y'all what I've at least been doing to get there solo by myself, and we will put out this video to you guys to at least give you that assistance if you're going in there solo, or if you're going in there, you know, with people, which is, like I said, I would recommend going in with people just to make it simpler. But that being said, bro, this raid is very much a easy raid, but it is a hard raid because you gotta focus on specific mechanics. Okay? Apart from that, it's easy, bro. Apart from mechanics, it's easy. So I'm going to, like I said, I'm gonna put this on times 3, just because I'm efficient when it comes to playing it on times 3 at the moment, since I've done it so much. By all means, y'all do the same. Turn off auto wave skip and play it on times 1 if you need to just get it down, bro. See what I'm saying? But I'm gonna go ahead and put it on times 3 for y'all and just show y'all what's up of what I've been doing, so y'all can understand the tips and whatnot a little bit faster. But what I'm going to do is put down these 2 blackbeards right here. Okay, putting down those 2 blackbeards right there, and I'm going to times 3 this. Now, most of those videos that you'll see to put them there, look, bro, I utilize Ruffy's full range. I put him back here in this pit. This is like my kill pit, okay? This is what I call it. This is like the kill pit, okay? So I put all of my Ruffies back here. And again, with Onwin's buff, they only have 186k in general, right? Boom, I just buffed them. And then again, if you're on times 3, it only takes 2 of the on-wins to actually cycle, chain, buff these guys, right? So there's a second. So now look at their damage, bro. They're not 186k. They're out here at 214k. Okay, that's a difference by itself. They're at 214k in the same aspect, right? Now, here's what I want y'all to understand in regards to uh, this mode, this type of game mode, right? You want to utilize absolutely everything that you have available to you to be efficient in this mode. Okay, that means using your replacements for your Dr. Hearts, using your Gojo time skip and reselling him and then replacing him to keep it going and keep it cycling, using your Starboy and actually using time reversal in the most you know a beneficial time frames that you can, right? That's what you want to do in this game mode. In any game mode that you're playing, you want to be efficient like that, okay? Now, that being said, we have not beat wave 4 in this. I'm not lying to you guys. I've been pushing, I've been trying, you know what I mean? It happens, you know what I mean? Wave 4 just for some reason is not something that I can efficiently beat. But that's fine though. So right now what I'm going to do, and as you guys will see, I'm actually going to time stop these guys, and I'm just going to kind of make them start stacking on each other. Okay? Because it's going to make your job easier when it comes to managing them. Because again, they're cloners, right? So we don't want the cloners breaking and they being so far apart and whatnot, right? You want to try to stack them as much as you can. And right there, it should be fine. Okay? Now, once those guys are stacked, do the same thing for the heirs. Now, here's the thing that I'm going to do now, okay? I'm actually going to take these Dr. Hearts and I'm going to have them find air, okay? We're going to have them find air because, again, they're the only thing that you have that hits air. For all these cloners and whatnot, we can time rewind, we can reverse, we can do all of this, right? We're going to actually go ahead and stop this guy now. Oh, he actually didn't want to stop because he's steadfast. That's fine. We'll take that hit. That's fine. But here's the heirs, bro. So we're going to go ahead and time stop these guys. And I've put it back to times one, as you see. We've put it to times one. Both of these on-winds will still buff efficiently, so that's fine. But we put this down to times one just to give us back our control that we need. We can go ahead and replace the airs as well. Send them back. Replace this other one here. Send them back. Go back here again. Time stop. Everything else. Right? Boom. And then if we needed to, we can also go here and time rewind everything. So like I said, bro, you've got to utilize absolutely everything that you possibly can to make this much more efficient. Okay, that's how you're going to be able to win. That's how you're not going to be able to die. Granted, I have not beat wave 4 yet, so I have technically died because I've missed something, right? I've missed something, and that's why I've died. But for the most part, bro, I have literally been chilling in this raid, and it's very fun. Just learning what to do, what not to do, etc., right? That's kind of what this is. You know, you learn what to do, what not to do, how to maybe go about doing something different. You know, that's what this is. Um, this powerful here decided to run away from everything else, which is fine. We can still again come back here. It's wave 3, so this is all that comes out. We can time stop this here. Just let it kind of start stacking up. You know, there will be one air that comes out, but he's way back here. Um, Again, that's all we do when this mode is actually utilize the time stops, selling Gojo. There is a specific limit for how many units and whatnot that you can actually place per wave. I don't know that specific number or anything, but this is how you actually beat this, for the most part. Like I said, I'm not 100% done it, so I can't say it's foolproof, but this is how I've at least gotten myself up to wave 4. Um, and like I said, bro, it's just so much easier if you do just play with other people and follow what I've been doing here. If you do this with, say 2, 3 people, you guys would be fine. Now, honestly, 100% you guys will be fine. You'd come in here, you'd crush it. Okay, doing this raid solo, it's a little bit more tedious and finicky. But people have soloed this raid. Again, I have just never seen anyone make that notion that you can bring in your actual loadout that is not in this game. Put a leader in your loadout that corresponds to these units' buffs, and it allow you at that point to have a better chance of actually beating this raid, solo or with people. Because again, you're buffing the units that are up in here, bro. You're giving them more damage. Okay, I don't understand how that was ever missed in anyone's video. Again, if you've covered it, I don't know. I apologize if you did, but I'm just bringing it to people's attention because I literally been in here that long and tested and taken that many L's. I'm like, what else could I do to make this better or make this easier or simpler? More damage, more death, for these units. So that's what I was going for there. Um, but again, we are out here, like I said, wave 3 is pretty simple. You don't really have to truly do too much. You can only replace once. All other thing that you can do apart from that is, reversal, which you can get Starboy up and reverse if you wished. And then at that point for this air, you can go and time stop him. And just like any other unit, you just control him as he's going. And then there we go. I don't have to do anything else really to him at this point. He's just going to die. You'll save that little bit of money we got. But like I said, bro, I've not yet beat wave 4, which is what we're coming up on. Uh, we'll see how it goes. That's all I'm gonna say. What I am gonna do is put down the last roughie because definitely want that 8th. Okay, and theoretically, if I can put down another Dr. Hart, yeah, that'll work. All right, so that'll be what we have for this now wave 14. As y'all can see, the accelerates kind of come through. So these cloners, again, bro, we can try to stack them. Uh, but these deaccelerates are going to get through a little bit, which is fine. I'm going to let them run up and do what they do. They always slow down by the point they get over here anyway. So that's all good and dandy. We don't actually need to really do too much. I'll time stop them. Uh, oh, so max units to reach. So here's what we need to do. We know come over here now and sell a Blackbeard so we can put our Starboy out when needed. Um, that's the downside is that you do again have a cap that you have in this game for all of this, right? You have a cap that you have to acknowledge in this game. There we go. So now we're going to time stop all of this. Did that deaccelerate get through? No, he didn't. That's fine. So we're going to do that. We're going to come back over here and again, keep on time stopping. We're going to replace, time stop. See, these cloners are breaking now. So like I said, bro, there's a lot in this that just doesn't go right all the time, unfortunately. And there you see it. But I mean, honestly, I'm consistently getting to wave 4. If I can figure out how to actually beat this wave, I'm going to check out wave 5. I've just not found the most efficient way. They were almost all dead apart from a few. But like I said, bro, if y'all bring in a unit that just simply gives you more damage. You know what I mean? If you bring in a unit, like I said, for your leader that gives you more damage, for me, I'm using White Stash to give me buff for Captain and buff, so Dr. Hart gets his buff and so does Ruffy. Um, Here in a little bit, I might go test and just use a unit that buffs just Ruffy. I don't know. Um, but that's a tip that I can at least give you guys. Like I said, I planned on getting to wave 4 and at least expressing and showing at least the strategy, at least how you kind of want to go about it and whatnot to that point. But like I said, bro, it's so much easier to just do those types of raids, the memory raids, the top raids, any preset raids. Just do them with players and kind of follow along with that same tip. Use a unit that buffs the other units in that raid. So again, whether it be captains, legendary lineage, prodigy, doesn't matter. Use a unit that buffs other units within that raid as your leader. When you go in that raid, then those units have more damage, okay? Then obviously, like I said, just try to utilize everything that you guys can. Time stop, time reversal, whatever's in that raid. Utilize that whenever you can in the most opportune times for you. And like I said, just try to go after it as a team. And I promise you guys, you'll more than likely beat it. Okay. I'm getting to wave 4 solid by myself. I'm getting wave 4 solid by myself. And I'm almost killing everything. Okay. Honestly, like we saw it there, I'm almost actually beating wave 4 by myself. After that, it's just wave 5. And if I can min max and figure out when to do those corresponding mechanics, I'm pretty sure I can solo those raids with ease. Like I said, I'm not really taking my time to really truly search or do any research on how to actually solo these raids. I'm just kind of going in and winging it and doing it for myself. But as you can see, I'm getting to a 4 solo. Again, I found the mechanic that you can use a buff unit in your leader slot, and it gives the corresponding units in the raid a buff. So that's something that I'm at least bringing to you guys. But I think from this point, we'll progress just soloing the other raids that we can, and specifically trying to go to those category raids, because those category raids are a little bit easier as well for me, just because I can pick the specific uh, units from those categories that I would recommend you using. Okay, it's not a unit specific or a unit preset like any type of memory or any type of top. But again, for those raids, I would just recommend going in there, pick a unit that you can have buff up other things in that raid. Make sure that you guys understand what the units actually do. Gojo time stops, Starboy time reverses, Dr. Hart replaces. He sends them back a few blocks. You know what I mean? Um, and then, like I said, it's pretty much simple at that point, bro. I know that I really truly wanted to bring y'all a full, series of me soloing absolutely everything. I think I'm gonna have to wait it out when it comes to the memories and when it comes to the tops. If not, I'll just go in and I'll help you guys get those ones done. There's tons of people out here in ASTD. Let's see even if we can even see it in the chat. Uh, Honestly, there's there's not too many people right now looking for them, but there's usually tons of people trying to solo, or trying to go in and do memory raids or doing top raids, etc. Bro, I'll go in and I'll help y'all. Okay, I know for a fact I can't do it by myself at the moment, but I'm getting away 4 by myself. So listen, if you can pull through and get from wave 4 to wave 5, and then we crush it the rest of the way, then we're golden. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm going in there to carry, but I'll go in there and I'll definitely help. And getting away 4 by myself, I'm sure that I'll be a strong teammate for anyone that's actually going into any of those tops or memory raids. And like I said, it's just going to be so much simpler playing with a buddy, playing with a team in those raids, and then, like I said, just utilizing what mechanics you have in there to be able to um, beat them. Again, people have soloed them. There are videos out there, etc. Listen, bro, I'm not out here trying to bust my brain and try to do no, none of that. Okay, we're trying to be out here simple, chilling, just playing the game. Ain't nothing too serious like that. Like I said, it's a multiplayer game. If it was something that was designated that you can only do one player, then sure, I'd had to kind of really push and make that a thing. But there's tons of people in here doing these raids, bro. Go find you a buddy. Go in there. Y'all kill it. Okay. Just make sure, like I said, y'all utilize that first tip that I gave y'all. Bring a leader that corresponds to the units in that raid, that preset raid, and it'll make your job, your life so much more simpler. Okay. Because again, more damage, more death. And more death, easier win. Okay. Maybe I just don't have enough damage. Maybe I do need to just simply take out White Sash and solely focus on Ruffy fourth form and just use Mochi as my leader, buffing my Ruffy to 20% instead of a 15%. Who knows? There's tons of different things, tons of different ways that you can do absolutely everything in this game. I just haven't found what works for me yet in these memory or top raids. But that being said, I do know what does work: teamwork. And that's the best way that I would recommend that y'all do those raids. That being said, bro, follow me on Roblox. Come join me. I will help y'all with whatever that y'all need. It's not that deep for me, okay? I'm getting away for by myself. I've already got everything I need from that raid anyway. I did so with the team, okay? Uh, Past founder, you gotta get again memory balls to get her. Come through. I will help y'all get what you need. And I go through all of them. The memory raid for the ocean, the earth tournament, the top raids. Like I will help y'all get Goku. I will help y'all get Ego Vegeta and get the Evos. I still got some stuff I can get for them, you know what I mean? Like, I will help y'all get what you need for these units, okay? But that being said, I will still continue this series up and soloing the rest of the raids that I haven't yet. So y'all stay tuned and watch me crush the rest of them. But for those tops and for those memory raids and etc., like I said, unit preset raids, other than like I said, the category raids, until I get there and figure out, hey, this is that or that, this, that, and the other, I'll definitely help y'all crush out whatever you need, okay? Because like I said, this game is not that deep, and y'all can definitely come through and get all this, all these units. So that being said, bro, at least like I said, take note of that tip. Bring y'all a leader that buffs any unit inside of any of those raids. Again, buff your units inside of your regular team. Evil Shade here buffs Depraved Demons, and I run the Fear early. Gives me more damage. See what I'm saying? Nothing else gives me a buff for Depraved Demons in here except for Evil Shade into the Fear. And I'm also getting a 20% attack bonus with him and with the Fear, plus a 20% bonus to my units. Y'all gotta pay attention to what these characters are here, what you're actually giving to your team, etc. But that being said, bro, fortunately, I am not going to be able to say efficiently that I can solo at the moment these memory raids or these top raids, but I can promise y'all I can get y'all to wave 4, wave 5, and y'all could just go at it and see what you could do. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's not that hard. We did that on times 3. If I was doing it on times 1, maybe more efficient, Who knows? There's a lot of things that you can do in those raids. It's again mechanics. And maybe there's some mechanics that we're missing. But I got to wave 4 multi times. Again, this is only like what, my 6th time doing that raid. If I really tried to press it and keep going, I would probably end up soloing it. Again, people have. It's not that deep. But for the sake of easily being able to just go in there and do it, go find a buddy, go find a team. Y'all just go after it, bro. It's not that deep. It's not. Okay. That being said, I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Y'all have a great one. Till then, peace, peace.